Good evening. For me personally, the last few years, mainly starting when I was a junior in college, one of the things I've always, not to say I haven't always done this, but one of the things I've always strived to do is to be the absolute best with what I've been blessed with. And one of the approaches I've decided to take is to learn, if you're going to be the best at what you strive to do, you got to learn from the best. And in my life, I'm very close to someone who I consider to be very successful in his line of work. And on a regular basis, I like to have one-on-one conversations with him, whether it's in person or over the phone, and I always ask him, hey, what do you think it takes to be successful? And every time I would ask this question, I'd always get some different answer. I always thought, oh, okay, he's just giving me some type of cliched answer. He really doesn't want to give me anything good. Well, the more I realized it as time went on, I realized every single thing that this guy was telling me, it somehow was connected. And it was something that not only could I apply in my life, whether I'm a student or as right now as a current employee, but these are tips I can apply to strive to live a better Christian life. So tonight for my Devo, I would like to discuss the 3 characteristics I've been told that it takes to be successful and be able to apply it to living life as a Christian. The first point I would like to discuss is you need help. This was the first and absolute thing that I was told from my friend. He told me, and I quote, I received a lot of help over the years. My parents have helped me tremendously. I have been around a lot of people who have helped me in my line of work. In Ephesians chapter 2, verses 8 through 9, it says, for by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast. There are times, from what I've observed, and everyone's guilty of this to some degree, where we experience success, and sometimes people have the tendency to think that it was all them, and they fail to realize that there is somebody helping them along the way. In the verses I just read, we could see that we too have been helped by another. We have been saved by the grace through faith, but it was a gift that we received. As we go into the world each and every day, we need to remember it was God that helped us, for He blessed us with the opportunities we have. This is something we should never forget. The next point, which is my second point I would like to discuss, is we need to gain a better understanding of all the aspects of what we do in our Christian life. In Proverbs chapter 2, verses 2 through 5, it says, making your ear attentive to wisdom and inclining your heart to understanding. Yes, if you call out for insight and raise your voice for understanding, if you seek it like silver and search for it as for hidden treasures, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find knowledge of God. When I read these verses, to me personally, I believe we should be more open to learning God's word and striving to understand why we do things. And when I say strive to do things, some of the examples I think of is, why do we take the Lord's Supper? We need to better understand. We need to understand that. We need to understand why we sing and worship and why we do certain things. If we can gain a better understanding of all the aspects of our faith, we have a chance of living a successful Christian life. The final point I would like to discuss is to keep plugging away. And when I say this, I mean keep working it or keep going no matter the present circumstances. In last week's Bible study, 2 verses I actually noted that were mentioned were Philippians chapter 4, verses 12 through 13. In these verses it says, I know how to be brought low, and I know how to abound, and in any and every circumstance. I learned the secret of facing plenty and hunger, abundance, and need. I can do all 3 things for him who strengthens me. Growing up, one of the things that I was taught from my parents was the world does not revolve around you. And what this meant was not everything's going to go your way. Circumstances will not always be in your favor. And when this happens, you don't get up and run from the circumstance. You keep going and you keep going, and you do what you have to do to overcome any difficulty you may face. The 2 verses I just read from Philippians chapter 4, Paul wrote that it is Christ that can help us through any obstacle we may face. So to conclude, I just want to refresh the 3 main points that I discussed, which the first one was we need help. It's just not us who's getting us to where we need to be. We need to understand all the aspects of what we do and why we do it. and to keep going despite no matter what circumstances come up, whether good or bad. So tonight, if you are here tonight and you would like to be baptized or you need the prayers of the church, please come forward as we stand and sing.